Hello guys and welcome to chapter 6. In this chapter we're gonna now examine all the different line black can play starting here from c takes d4. So I guess you all recognize this position is kinda very popular lately for black since he wants some dynamic position. He sacrificed pawn for development and some development and compensation. I also tried to analyze here a few moves like queen b3, queen b7 as you can see in the theory file, but we're gonna play queen d1 as I found this move the best one. So if black played the most precise moves according to engine, we're gonna probably arise in positions like this. So in this moment, if you play queen b3, which seems for me at the first as most logical move, I want to show you how some players go very deep preparation just for equality. So here we're gonna following the game between Ivic and Puranik, which was played a few months ago. A6, bishop d2, and in this moment g6, very deep preparation by Puranik. He memorized this a lot of engine moves just to reach a slightly worse endgame. This generally doesn't make sense only if you play like, maybe some team championship as it was this game, or some maybe FIDE World Cup where you need a draw. Generally, I don't see that much point to play such a position just for draw. So after e4, takes, bishop e3, bishop e7, black achieve equality here. He has equal position. So after, instead of queen b3, I suggest here queen c2. Queen c2, and now black can play rook a8, seems very logical, but after rook d1 and knight d4, we have slightly better position here. So I'll show you what's possible here to be played. So black doesn't have nothing better than to knight c6, otherwise we would just continue with h3, so a3 covering b4 square, and after all of this, knight g4, queen e4 is defending everything, and at the end of this line, we are pawn up. We have slightly better position, but practically speaking, he has chance to survive this position due to his bishop pair. He can take on e3, maybe try to play rook c8, and then these two pawns will be on dark squares. He has dark square bishop, but I still think that we have slightly better endgame and better chance to win this position. We play literally without any risk. So according to engine, the best move is knight b4, queen b1, and bishop c6. If you play knight d5, no benefit for black. Here we have, almost dominant position. Rook fd1 and bishop e1 is coming. So if you follow the computer and we play bishop c6, you see definitely this compensation, for this pawn. Black has a very active position. But I also want to mention that the moment when he moved the bishop on 6, I'm gonna play queen f5. Trying to provoke g6, just like in queen's gambit ideas. And after queen e5, if I can trade the queens, obviously I will have better position because I'm pawn up and there is no attack anymore. So if black continues to play as engine, we're gonna enter into some interesting position here, bishop e1, where when the engine evaluates this position roughly around 0.25 for white, which is not bad. We are playing for minimal here risk. We want to secure position, and it's very important for us to not allow our opponent to, equalize in some concrete line. So position is still here flexible. There is still a lot of moves to be played, and I definitely prefer white here. So that's, guys, with this c takes b4 line. We continue with the main line. So here we have another alternative, knight f6, and if I remember correctly, this was suggested by Van Forest, Jordan Van Forest in Chessable course, maybe I think in 2023 if I remember correctly. And here I analyze a lot of moves, and I want to show you what's the point behind this. Black wants that we enter into this forced line, which at the end of everything, I just want to show you the forced line. g3, we have opposite cover, bishop the endgame, e6 is weak, but even if we want this pawn, still is the question, can we win such a position? It's possible, but very hard. So this is what black hopes. e3 is also an interesting move. e3 is also interesting move where we achieve this position. And here I analyze a lot of moves, and most of them are good for white. But the thing is, if you know the right move order, like bishop d6 here and rook fd8, leaving the square for f8, as was played in game Buzhangi b, black will achieve the equality. So this shows like how good he was prepared. So then what is my proposition? They again repeat the game, Zhangyi and Bai, and this time he starts with g3, and I think it's most interesting line. So this is all forced. So long castle. If he takes on d4, you know the deal, isolated pawn without any attack, especially when you have fianchetto bishop. So long castle. I think this is also in the chessable course for one forest. And here Buzhangi found interesting improvement over their previous game. So since he repeat this line again with white, I definitely think that this is the best line to be played. So queen a4 is the most logical move, and I think it's analyzed also in one forest course. But here I found rook c1 as significant improvement, not only over his previous games, but also generally over queen a4 line. King b8, e3. So look what's the point here. We are preparing strong attack, as you will see. And maybe according to engine, the best move is to take, leading to some interesting simplifications. But I think generally speaking, position should be easy to play for white. Okay, black is okay. Black is okay, but look this bishop on e6. It looks like pawn. And after knight e4, knight c5. If in some moment he takes that, I'm gonna have the control over c file. Same color bishop endgame, which is better for us. Some b4, a4, a5 attacking the king, and it will be very hard for black to here prepare the attack. I think we are much faster. But this is according to Agent the best position. But it's not idea from black. Idea when you go to long castle is to attack, and the Bai is following that idea. And this is, guys, what I want to show you. Queen a4. Buzhangi was so close to show his new idea, but Bai didn't play h5 here. He pushed g4, and after all this forced line, he take on c6, queen b3, and here Bai missed to find a chance to survive this position. So instead of playing d takes c3, he immediately played queen e7, and after knight b3, knight c5, Buzhangi has completely winning position, and he won this game. He could take on e3 and now play queen e7, but I think even this last position is slightly better. For us, we have some better piece placement, Black has bishop here, but I don't like his bishop on e6. It looks like pawn. Knight d4, knight c5 is coming, so we have slightly better position, but black also has good chance to survive it. Let's see h5. h5. I believe this is position that Buzhangi had in his preparation when he played this e3, rook c1 e3 line. So b4. From this moment, fire starts, and black needs to be very careful to survive. So g4 would be first mistake due to knight e5, and we simply continue with attack. We have better position here. So then what's happening after c takes b4? Knight b5 once again. Rook c6 is threat. So a6 is losing, of course, after rook c6. Black needs to play queen e7, and now knight e5. Still, we don't see this idea from far away, but we'll look after rook c8, e4. It's amazing idea. We simply want to open our bishop, he's eager to join to the action. So if black got no takes here, bishop e4 is completely winning position. But what happens after a6? Guys, I want that you stop video here. And try to find the move by yourself, Let's continue. So after knight c6, I believe this was the first choice of all of you, but after b takes c3, we need to find knight c3. It's not possible to take this, since after rook c3, king is in big problems. We have simply winning position. He needs to find this very strong, purely defensive move. You know, queen is keeping everything together. And here, I believe we have two good ways to play this position. One of them is to play rook b1 when he needs to take on e4, which doesn't seem very logical to open this bishop. But at the end, you know, engine says it's okay for black. Even for me, if you flip board, you see how actually this position looks dangerous. So this is good alternative, but my proposition is to play a3 to open more files. You know, position looks very pleasant. I mean, generally after 14 move b4 here, we have new position over the board, unexplored. So it, you know, black definitely have here some strong nerves to survive this position with exposed king on b8. So if you once again flip a board, you see how is this dangerous. Black doesn't threat anything, and he needs to play here purely engine moves to survive this position. So that's with this line. Remember this Buzhangi preparation starting with rook c1 e3. So let's continue this line. We already saw this in previous chapter. In previous chapter, where we analyzed rook c1 and after all this king f1. So you can find this line in previous chapter. Here, I want to suggest you another move, which starts with b4. After b4, black has a lot of options where we can achieve the equality. And I believe that you can see that by yourself, or queen b6 and many ideas. Queen b6 is main move here, but I want to show you interesting engine proposition, queen f5. You know, favorite move. The queen on f5 can be much more active than on b. So here, rook c1 is played by ex-world champion Dinglinen. Idea is to play rook c5 and b5, and definitely, you know, seems as reasonable option. But after this, I must say that by definitely lost obviously this position. He played here queen d7, which offer us good prospects playing for win, and Dinglinen won this game. But we have here queen e6, strong improvement over previous game, and simply after b5 that he can play knight e4 and knight e5. You know, black position looks absolutely fine without any problem. But playing queen d7, black doesn't have this option with knight e5. So here, what's my proposition? My proposition, the next move is played in only one game. And I was surprised that somebody played such a move. And it's g4. It's, as I said to your guys, in the point of this course is to play, you know, a little bit aggressively, some sharp lines, you know, some... So this aggressive push, you know, seems like at the first moment ridiculous, but how you go a little bit deeper, you see that the black has only one good move for equality. So once again, what I want from you is to stop this video, to first check this position from black perspective. This is why I flip a board. So you can see this position from black perspective, and that you see what is the best move from your side. Is it queen g6 or some another queen retreat or queen d5, and try to find this move by yourself. Okay, we are back. So if you find here queen e4, that means that you're a really strong player, since this is the only move for equality. I believe most of you guys looking this video will definitely play queen d5 here, because it simply seems the most natural square to retreat the queen, you know. But after queen d5, we claim big advantage after queen b3. Yes, we want to exchange the queens, because if queens are exchanged, after this b5 is coming, a5 is opened, knight d4 is coming. Bishop f3 would be even more disaster. Bishop here in such open position will be devastating for black. He can play bishop e6, but still, after b5 and rook g1, either he's gonna take on f3, where we have open position and bishop here, or we're gonna take on d4. Whatever happens, we have dominant position. So also it's possible to play queen g6. Also seems very logical move, you know, simply wants to take the pawn. But after b5, knight c7, rook g1, the idea, not only d4 pawn is hanging, but also knight e5 followed by f4 is huge threat. Queen e6 also seems as reasonable, and played in that only one over the board game by Guechita. And queen b3 was played here in OTB game from this FIDE master. But here I found energetic improvement over previous game. So instead of queen b3, we play b5 and we sacrifice this pawn. So we continue to play sharply, you know. Position is not easy and he needs to go back knight g6. If he take here, we have simply after rook e1, f4 winning position. Bishop b4 is coming, but also, you know, there's always some queen a4, f5 threats in the air, so according to engine, black position is completely lost. So if you play knight g6, we have this one crazy move, bishop c1. It's not that much idea to play bishop a3, how much is to take on d4. So if black trades queens here, you know, bishop on g2 will be definitely, you know, fatal for black, just like in some, you know, French positions. And when they take on e4, Rubinstein line. So if he, I don't know, like runs over like queen h5, you know, after bishop b2, in some moment he'll definitely need to play to prevent the mate after f6, you know. But that's definitely, you know, will weaken his kingside structure, you know, creating, because we create attack here on g7. Okay, queen f6 is also the same, you know, just g5 and some moment a4, bishop pair, definitely very unpleasant position for black. So it seems that this is the only move to fight for equality. So queen b1 is here's my proposition, seems the most interesting position arise after this move. Bishop g2 is also possible, you know, b5, knight c7, after knight e5, knight h4 we can claim some, I think, advantage. So at the end of this position, if he finds bishop e6 will be fine. The only important thing for him is not to blunder this, after which we have winning position. So bishop e6, queen a4, and at the end we have equal position. Yes, we have bishop here, but now black is also a little bit more active. Knight e5 is coming, two knights in the center. It's not easy for us. So bishop g2 is definitely interesting alternative, but I propose queen b1 here. So black has two options. One is to take on b1, you know, and in this position, it's necessary to find here bishop f5, bishop e2 to close our. And after rook g1, he needs to find rook d8, and after bishop h3, it's critical moment for black, you know. So I believe instead of passive play, his best chance is to continue with active play. If he plays something passive as bishop g6 after rook g5, once again we have winning. So maybe the best option for him is to play knight g7, and after rook g7, I don't know. Position remains complex, and I think both outcomes are very possible, but you know, king in the center, we have bishop here, b5 is in the air, definitely won't be easy for black. Some interesting position will arise here. Computer suggestion is d3, and after b5, knight e5. You can also check to see what is happening after knight e4 here, knight e5, queen h1. So this is position which is very interesting. So we sacrifice some material, but we have a lot of threats, So if once again we flip the board, you can see, guys, how is this position danger. So there's none on single piece for black undeveloped, only queen on h1, which is far away from the board, you know. So bishop e6, b6. So after this move, fire starts on the board, and black needs to play more than 10 precise moves to survive. If he plays 6 after rook d1, we already has position close to win. So he needs to play knight e7, queen b5, knight c6, f3. f3 is my suggestion to close this queen on h1. It's also possible to take here, but at the end of this everything, position is very interesting, and the results lead to interesting, you know, endgame. We are only pawn up, but I think black wouldn't have a huge problems to save it. It's possible to play this, but it's not good and interesting as f3. So f3 is move 18, and we are already far away from any theory, but I just want to show you how these positions are actually interesting for us. And if you surprise your opponent with this g4 at the beginning, there is no way that he will find this the moves over the board. So a6, he can also go to castle because this looks like human move, just run, but after knight c6, he needs to take on h2. That's the point. If he takes on c6 after queen e5, the queen will be trapped, and after few moves, we're gonna trap this queen. So after this position, we get to this forced line, where objectively position is equal and interesting for both sides. But I think if we manage to move our king somewhere safe to b1 or b2, you know, in some moment activate this bishop, we'll have winning position. This is the real example. If black, instead of a takes, play rook fd8, and in this version, this is the version we want. If we reach with the king on b2 safety, I think we will be able to win this position, especially since here the only move maybe to be close around equals h5, which is ridiculous, you know. And that's with castle. So a6 is engine move, queen c5, knight e7, bishop b4. So this already position here, it seems like completely lost. But I just want to show you why it's not. It's ridiculous when you look at engine. This is already far away from any theory. So in this moment, after e4, knight f4, king e3, this is position. And I was looking like how is this equal position when I analyze this? It contains so much threats from our perspective. But according to engine, the only move to survive, the only idea I would say, is king g8 and h5. that simply looks ridiculous, you know. So, but even if this happens, you know, after queen e5, you know, position is equal, but I think a draw is far away, you know. King on g8 still looks bad, you know. Okay, our king is also a little bit exploited, but I think we still have more chance to win this position. One slight mistake from all this what we saw, one slight unprecise move from black, his position will crumble. So my conclusion is that after this 11 move g4 here, only one OTB game. So my conclusion is that after g4 we have new unexplored variation and could be a very deadly weapon, especially if you surprise your opponent. If you ask me, instead of g4 you can play, you know, rook c1, and it's always normal healthy alternative. But if you ask me, I would definitely play g4, especially after I analyzed all of this. I think like queen e4 and all this line we saw, all these moves, it's very hard to find over the board. And I hope after this course I'll see a lot of games here played by g4 by you guys. So that's with chapter 6, and I hope you enjoyed in this interesting move, and I'll see you in chapter 7.